Holistic nutritional consultant Jenn Matney is back with Food Positive.
Hi, welcome to Food Positive. I'm Jenn Matney and I'm a holistic nutritionist right here on the South Shore. If you happen to miss our first segment of Food Positive, being food positive means listening to our bodies and choosing those foods that fuel us and help build our health. Here on Food Positive, we explore all different nutrition topics so that we can take a good hard look at how to be preventative with our health and use food as medicine. One of the common things I have when I initially meet with clients is I hear a lot of confusion and I hear a lot of frustration at how incredibly complex and confusing nutrition can be. So I thought it would be perfect for today's topic, which is basically just the basics of nutrition. So we're going to try to simplify nutrition and the confusing landscape of what to eat with 3 easy food mantras. So the first of those food mantras is eat soul foods. Now you might be asking yourself, is she asking me to eat some good Southern home cooking, some fried chicken, some corn, some okra? No. So soul foods actually means seasonal, organic, unprocessed, local foods. Now that might seem overwhelming, but break it down piece by piece. And the most important piece of soul foods is unprocessed foods. So unprocessed foods, eating those whole real foods, will build our health over time. So let's break that down just a little bit more and let's talk about what constitutes whole foods. So what is under that umbrella of whole foods? And typically foods are categorized by their macronutrients, so proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. So let's talk about proteins. You have lots of animal sources of proteins. You have high quality meats or high quality dairy. You also have plant-based sources with beans and legumes. You have, in fats, you have seeds and nuts and oils like olive oil and coconut oil. And then for carbohydrates, this is where nature really shines with her true colors. You have crunchy vegetables, starchy veg, and fruit, which is, I like to call nature's candy. Delicious, delicious stuff. And the reason why we want to focus on unprocessed foods is because those processed foods have to have things removed. That might be protein, that might be fat, and typically they add in all kinds of goodies like salt and sugar and other types of fat, stabilized fat, in order to make those foods taste good. And those things also help those foods stay shelf stable in our grocery stores, often for weeks or months at a time before we purchase those items and bring them home to feed our families. So that's why we want to focus on those unprocessed foods. They're whole foods, they have all the nutrients available to us, those vitamins and minerals and phytonutrients that are going to be incredibly important and necessary for our enzymatic processes, for our everyday living in our body. So that's why we want to focus on seasonal, organic, unprocessed, local foods. That's food mantra number 1. Second food mantra is going to be a little bit easier to discern, and it's eat the rainbow. So I don't necessarily have to explain this, but it is kind of a fun little game you can play with yourself where you try to eat all the different colors of the rainbow each and every day. Now, why might you do that? Well, all the different colors, the reds and the greens and the blues and the oranges, all of those different pigments in different vegetables and fruits, those correlate to different phytonutrients, different vitamins, different minerals. And our bodies need a diverse set of all of those nutrients in order to properly go through all the processes of breathing and standing and walking every single day. So it's really important to get as many different colors in as you can each day. So that's food mantra number 2, eat the rainbow. Now, food mantra number 3 is called 85-15, and this is one of I think, the most important food mantras, especially if you already have a health plan or a diet plan that works for you. So the 85-15, from my personal experience and from my professional experience working with clients, our nutrition plans should include 85% of those health building foods and 15% of those foods that we choose on a weekly basis. So when I talk to clients about what they've tried in the past, maybe diet plans they've tried in the past, and they'll mention Atkins, or they'll mention veganism or the keto diet, and they'll say, sure, Jen, I could do that for a month, maybe 3, but I couldn't incorporate it into my life. I couldn't be a normal person. And so I love sharing this rule with them, because it's not about having a diet plan be super restrictive. Instead, it's about using a health plan in your life on a regular basis for the future. And this 85-15 rule really helps with that. So I don't know what kind of desserts or comfort foods or treats you all might enjoy, but I wanted to show you one of my favorites, especially during the summer. This is a hit at my house. I love making a grapefruit mint salad, and I just put grapefruit with some oranges, maybe some blood oranges if I can find them in the store, some lime zest and some mint, and you just mix it all up, let it marinate in the fridge, and it is delicious. If you're looking for a little bit more health building, you can also add some fennel in there, and it gives a really great texture and an interesting flavor, because the raw fennel tastes like licorice. So a really great option for those of you who are looking for a really refreshing and delightful summer treat. So we had the 3 food mantras today, the first being soul foods, seasonal, organic, unprocessed, local foods. Then we had eat the rainbow, which was food mantra number 2. And food mantra number 3 was 85-15, eating those health building foods 85% of the time, and maybe taking a day off or a meal off in order to choose any other foods that might feel satiating to you at that time. This has been another segment of Food Positive. Before I sign off, I do want to say, if you have any nutrition topics or any nutrition questions that are just burning a hole in your pocket, please send them over to PAC TV and the local scene, or send them over directly to me. I will be glad to showcase them here on Food Positive and get to the bottom of your questions. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is Jenn Matney for Food Positive.
Thanks, Jen. You can hear more from Jen here every month, and also on her free podcast, Eat Positive, Be Positive.